Consistently hit your highest income months ever, this video is for you. In this video, we're going to be talking about money, momentum, collapsing time around money, because this is what it really is about. And for those of you who have had your highest income months ever, or crazy income months like you've had, whether it's your first 20K month. One of my clients just had her first $10,000 month, which for her was really massive. I've had clients have $100,000 months, $200,000 months. I've worked for some of the top coaching industry companies in the industry and helped them make millions of dollars. So here's what I want you to understand, and this is where most people get really tripped up around money and experiencing wild exponential growth, okay? Because if you want to have consistent 100K months, let's call it, okay? Or again, insert number here, 20K months, 30K months, 50K months, but let's go with 100K months. If you want to have consistent 100K months, here's the thing. How this is probably going to look for you is you have one 100K month, okay? And then you don't have another one for a while, maybe. And for everybody, it's going to be different. Yes, there are people who will have a 100K month and then another 100K month, but often that's not what happens. Often how this occurs is you have a 100K month and then you don't. And it's actually how you handle this period that determines whether or not you have another one, whether or not you then go on to have consistent 100K months. And this actually has nothing to do with your strategy. It has everything to do with the person you are being in your world. What happens when month 2 isn't 100K? Do you collapse? Do you spiral? Basically, do you get out of momentum? Because here's the thing about money, and here's the thing about really everything. Here's the thing about love and relationships as well. People and money love momentum. Let me give you an example, okay? Would you want to share intimacy with someone? Okay, if you're a healthy person, would you want to share intimacy in a relationship with someone who hasn't been showing up in very pleasing ways, hasn't been respecting you, hasn't been honoring you? Probably not, right? I'm going to say no. If you're a healthy person, you're not going to want to share intimacy because there isn't any momentum of intimacy or for intimacy to unfold for you. Well, wealth is the exact same thing. If you step out of the momentum of wealth, and here's what I see so often with people, okay? They have like their first 10K month, but then the next month isn't 10K, or I don't really have that so much in my field, but let's do like 20K, like a 20K month, but then the next month isn't 20K. And this is exactly where you may have the experience. I've had some clients say, like, I feel like I'm being tested, right, by the universe. And the thing is, you aren't, but in a way you are. You're being tested by your old identity. How are you going to hold this? How are you going to react? Are you going to hold it powerfully? Are you going to come back into the remembrance that you in your world are source, consciousness, that you're one with God, that you're the power in your world, that actually your decision is what dictates how much money you make? Or are you going to see it as something else? As long as you see it as something else, you're not actually going to experience the wealth and the abundance that you desire. And after being in the coaching world for over a decade now, just over a decade now, and on my own journey, taking so many different programs, so many different things. Oh my God, is it this marketing secret? Is it that marketing secret? What I discovered and what I teach my clients is everything can work. Okay, I have clients that, for example, use ads. I have clients that don't use ads. I have clients that are not coaches at all, that are now multimillionaires or millionaires, or making more money than they ever could have imagined. And this all happens when they accept their power, not when they implement a strategy. Because it doesn't matter what the fucking strategy is, it matters who is doing the strategy. It matters who you are. It matters who you're being. It matters how you show up in your world within yourself and both externally, outside of yourself. Because your external world can only reflect your internal world. So, do you feel proud of how you show up with money? Do you move through the world like the version of you who people love to pay? Are you the mentor, if you're a mentor, if you are a coach, that people can't wait to start working with, to sign up with? Or are you constantly looking outside of yourself, looking at your money, your bank account, going, this isn't enough? Because if you are, that's exactly why you don't have more. Until you accept your inherent perfection, until you own your genius, no amount of work that you do will give you the results that you want, as I've discovered, and as my clients have discovered. What does is becoming truly different. What does is showing up in a way that is completely different to who you were yesterday, with money, with clients, in every single way, shape, and form. And until you understand that it isn't the strategy, because if the strategy is easy, I mean, you could really chat GBT a strategy, okay, if you wanted to. You could. It isn't the fucking strategy, it's the who behind the strategy. People pay the who. And this is especially true when we're talking about high ticket prices. Will someone buy like a $22 PDF and they don't know who even wrote it or whatever it is? Yeah, sure. Okay. When we're talking about high ticket prices, when we're talking about negotiations, when we're talking about millions of dollars, $1 million or millions of dollars, the who becomes everything. And so if you're having a conversation that is anything other than who do I have to be? Who do I have to become to hold this amount of money? You are wasting your fucking time. And that's a fact. If you think that you can strategize your way only into having 100K months, into having, again, whatever that is for you, maybe it's 10K months, maybe it's 20K months, maybe 50K months, okay? Making $1 million or more in your business, you're forever going to be spinning your wheels because it's still the same who that's implementing the strategy. And momentum is always there. So you are having momentum as the person you probably don't even want to be. That's where your momentum is coming from. Versus having momentum as the person who actually has the, again, 100K months, 50K months, 10K months, is a multimillionaire, so on and so forth. You're building momentum with every fucking breath that you take. And every single time you think it's something outside of you, you're taking a giant leap backwards. Every single time you think it's some secret fucking strategy, you are taking a giant leap backwards. Every single time you're thinking it's anything outside of you and your decision, you're taking a giant leap backwards. It said it paused. I don't know what happened. It said pause because you're not using the app. Okay. I'd say I'm making good use of this app right now. Right? This doesn't have to make sense. It might not make literal, logical sense to you at first. It might not. But the important thing is that you understand the who that you have to become in order to blow your own mind financially. I truly think that our world wants to make you a consumer. And specifically what I mean is you buying into things that are outside of you. Because that keeps you out of your power. That keeps you out of you deciding who you are, you in your authority. It keeps you constantly paying into these things that don't actually end up giving you the result. I experienced this myself, by the way. It wasn't until I accepted that it was how I saw myself. I accepted that it was who I was being, that everything changed. Show me your bank account and I can tell you who you're being in secret. Show me your fears and I can tell you what you've been doing. I already know. And when we change how you're showing up, when we change how you're speaking, when we change these things to align you with a version of you that is actually having 20K months or again 10K, 100K, whatever that is for you, what you experience is momentum kicks in, time collapses, and you open up your bank account and there it is. There you are in financial form in your bank account. You will look at your bank account and go, there I am. Money and everything in your world can only reflect you. That's it. When you understand this, this is where true liberation exists in your world. And this is exactly what we're going into inside of my mastermind. The Wealth Matrix is an absolutely incredible experience. If you are wanting more information about this space that will absolutely change your fucking life, or working with me one-on-one, send me a DM saying power, and let's talk about how this is going to look like for you. Here's what I can tell you. You can't afford to not do this for yourself. You can't afford to not know that you are the power in your world. You can't afford to not know that it really is your decision. That everything in your world shifts and changes when you do, when you say yes to the truth of who you are. Money has to then say yes to you. Everything in your world has to then say yes to you. Thank you so much for watching this. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. And I'm so excited to welcome the select ones of you that say yes. into my world. And thank you so much for being here. Until next time.